Laugh all you want, because let's talk about death for a moment. I want to bring that up. Death, as I've said before, is a very natural thing. It's a good thing. You planned on it. You implemented this. Why? Otherwise, you get stuck on this place. And there's more to do. There's more to see. There's more to create. So you came down here and you said, we better have our exit strategy, like good business people. Better have our exit strategy. What will that be? Termination out of physical body. Easy thing to do. It's a sad thing right now, though. By the way, next month, we will do a follow-up to Dreamwalker Death. And it'll be a comedy show. Serious. It has to be. It has to be. How else could we follow up on Dreamwalker Death, one of the schools that I gave, without it being a comedy act? You see, it's funny already. So death is, it's too bad the way it's happening right now. Hopefully, you'll help change that, the consciousness around death. People get sick, or right now they're losing their mind, but not in an aware state of being. You can lose your mind. You can go beyond your mind and be very aware of what else is out there, aware of what's going on in here. So it's taking them 7-10 years to die off. And I don't say that without compassion, but that's a long time to put that burden on other people and on yourself and on your soul. Very little to be learned by it. And it's painful and it's degrading. My God, do you want somebody having to clean you up and to feed you before you go? No, I don't think so. So it's about death with dignity, death by learning how to walk out when you're ready, not when you have a bunch of emotional crap and you just want to get off the planet, when you're really ready to leave. And sooner or later you will, whether you ascend in this lifetime or not. You might decide to stay here 200 years before you go. 500, that's a long time. But, dear Shambra, the reason why I bring up death, there's a big death cloud all around Earth right now. It's all around Earth. It is an issue in mass consciousness. Probably the most prevalent issue in mass consciousness. View mass consciousness as this big, thick, brownish, kind of ugly cloud around Earth. Death is perhaps the most prevalent energy in that right now. Why? Thank you, fear. Fear. Many of the countries in the world having an aging population. You're starting to think more about death than when you have in the past. Fear, end of the world type of scenarios. And what's also happening is a lot of the beings who were buried in the ground. I don't like burial, by the way. Burn it, cremate it, powder it, let it go. Because I don't have any interest in crematoriums. You bury somebody in the ground, a lot of their energy stays there. It makes it more difficult for them to incarnate, although they do, and then it's really a mix-up. It makes it more difficult for Earth, who you are now inheriting from Gaia, to manage and handle all the energies. It is truly environmental litter. It is truly a pollution, energy pollution, when you have all these buried bodies in the ground. But they're coming up right now, a lot of them. So there's this whole consciousness of death associated with that. Plus just the fear, the wars, the terrorism, everything else going on. People fearing famine, fearing the weather, which probably should. But there's all this going on. So there's going to be a big focus here, I'd say in the next 12, 18 months of time, looking down the tube of mass consciousness, that there's going to be a lot of more than usual interest in death. What does that mean? Well, it means Hollywood gets involved. More movies about death, more movies about the afterlife. I'm helping to write a script on one of them right now. Can't release the name because we haven't decided yet, but we're doing a movie about death, about the other realms, the near-earth realms. Yes. So I know you're thinking to yourself here, dear Linda Visa, he is so amazing. He can come.
Wow, and so psychic.
He can do
Mind
these shows.
reader.
He can wine and dine throughout Europe, and he can help to write a movie. Amazing, isn't
Wow.
it? And you know what, dear Shambra? You can also. What I do, maybe you can do. Stealing the words of Yeshua. All right, what I do, you can do better. So death is going to be a big issue, a lot of focus on it. And of course, a lot of charlatans are going to get more involved than ever. More spooks and spirits hanging around than ever before. And you're going to feel them. There's more death activity taking place right now. A lot of you are feeling it. Your death is coming into your dreams. It is. And it scares the hell out of you sometimes. Because then you start thinking about your own mortality. It's not what the dreams are about. It's not about you. It's not about you dying. You're just feeling into this energy of death. And it will come to you in the dream. And you know what to do when it comes to you in the dream? You'll laugh at it. Death is an interesting topic. Everybody's afraid of it. How many people are going to go to a death workshop? Really? Not many. Yeah, a few of you crazy ones. But nobody likes to really talk about it. Nobody really likes to go into that subject. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. When you get to the other side, it's a beautiful thing. From the human perspective, it's really crappy. There's so much misinformation or lack of information or fire and brimstone information or guilt associated with it. When you can let go, when you, dear Shambra, let go of the fear of death, you are a long way to making life worth living. You really are. When you let go of this fear of death, you'll realize it's a piece of cake. It can be chosen. You can prearrange the celebration on the other side. We have caterers on the other side who help. And you don't have to pay them anything. You just choose what you want. And they'll be there. They'll have a grand party for you. They'll leave you alone. Or you can sit down. I will be there. I truly will. For every one of you, I will be there when you get there. And I'm gonna be laughing and laughing. Hopefully you will be too, because it'll be real awkward if you're not. It's happened a few times. It's not good. But they laugh sooner or later. Sooner or later, they do. So dear Shambra, death is in your face. It's not about you. It's about this consciousness of the planet. It's about this whole question, will this planet continue to evolve, get enlightenment and consciousness because of you and others like you who are helping to do that? Will the higher consciousness of this planet go off to the new earth, abandon this place? It's all bringing up these questions, bringing up the questions of the new ones that are coming in for the first time. They've never experienced death, and some of them have died. First-timers, the crystal children. The energies are so intense here, and no matter how much training they go through, when they land here, when they get here, it's beyond what they could have possibly imagined. The intensity, the pressure, the craziness, the lack of real heart flow, the restrictions, the laws. They can't believe the laws. A few of them had said they wanted to go to law school. They got here. They took one look at lawyer. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't be saying that. Some of you are lawyers, but good lawyers. The laws, the old overlays, and they exit. So it's their first death. That's quite an experience for them, as it was for you. Remember your first death? Biological death after your first physical birth?
No.
Well, you could. You want to try? Take a deep breath. After your first physical birth, which was interesting, felt trapped, kind of. Had a hard time adjusting to all the energies of the planet at way back when. What was your first death like? One word. Starts with an R. Or an L. Yes. Release. Liberation. Release. And truly, it was a relief. Wow, that was intense. But just like the ones who get on the roller coaster and have the crap scared out of them, what do? Oh, yes. Let's hop out of an airplane. A perfectly good airplane. With no engine on, and then you jump. Scares them every time, but what do? They get back on most of the time, unless the parachute didn't open. So, dear Shambra, death, it's going to be an issue. You're going to be feeling it. It's not about your own death. Please understand that. Please understand that. We will do this additional death class, and particularly we're going to focus on preparing your own transition when you want. See, right now you're not sure. I'm not sure when I'm going to leave this planet. You know, it's in the news all the time. The other day, a popular, I'm going to call him a rock star, but a musician kind of, passed away. Davy Jones. Boom! Just crossed over. So what does it do? Gets everybody, when's it going to happen to me? Am I going to be in the middle of having my breakfast? Pew! Crossover. You know what you all hope for? That it happens in the middle of the night and you don't even know it. Right. Yeah, and you don't make a mess of yourself. So